Mark, 15 seconds until airtime.
Oregon is going to the Final Four.
The following is a Learfield presentation of the Oregon Sports Network.
And Oregon is going to play in the national championship game.
Welcome to Duck Insider.
Man, it feels great to be a Duck.
Give it to me, baby. My house. I'm taking it there.
They're competitors. They'll want to put the O on.
Three, got it!
We're going to compete to a standard every day. The Oregon standard.
Rebound, up and in! 1 point more to go!
The opportunity to play, put Oregon on your chest, should mean a great deal to you.
Unloads on one into left field, back toward the wall. Gone!
This program is staged to compete and to win championships.
Oregon wins!
This is Duck Insider on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield. Presented by On Point Community Credit Union. Better banking, local solutions. Live from the Country Financial Studio, let's talk Oregon athletics.
Happy Friday, everybody. Jordan Brenner here hosting Duck Insider, brought to you as always by On Point Community Credit Union. In a second, we'll get to Jerry Allen, the voice of Oregon football. But first, some news off the top. How about an opening night win for Oregon soccer? 2-0 over the New Mexico State Aggies, punctuated by an 89th minute goal. First career goal for Ajane Respass. Congratulations. Freshman, first career game. She gets on the board. The Ducks 2, the Aggies nothing. And by the way, just listening to our friends at KWVA call the game as well. That could have been a 4-0 win for Coach Graeme Abel.
I'm impressed that you got her name right.
Well,
that's impressive.
It takes a village. Joey likes to say that.
You
so
take a village. No.
I had to ask multiple people for the correct pronunciation.
It's a great start to the season. I mean, that gets you off on the right foot. You got some positive mojo going, so I was really happy for that.
Yeah, and now Sunday, the Ducks will take on San Francisco, the Dons in Eugene. Last year, those two teams met up in the Bay Area, and it ended up in a 2-2 draw after an overtime period. No overtime this year, though, for Oregon soccer. I'm not sure if that's just non-con or both conference and non-conference. Ryan, do you know? He doesn't know. We'll get back to you on that.
Maybe it's just an experimental year in the non-conference. We should look that up, though.
We should. Okay. All right. Jerry, I want to talk some Oregon football with you.
Yeah.
Full padded practice for the group yesterday. They're getting ready for yet another scrimmage on Saturday. Let's start with this. So it's pretty cool. You know, you walk around an Oregon football practice on any given day, you could run into a huge celebrity. Two people in attendance of high significance yesterday. One, Tinker Hatfield was at practice. Pretty awesome. Secondarily, Gary Campbell, the longest tenured ever Oregon football coach in attendance. The longtime running back coach. You know more than I am as an Oregon football historian, his significance for this program. I'd just like you to expand on that if you could.
Well, first of all, I wished I'd have been here yesterday because I was down south with my dad, so I missed seeing Tinker and Gary. But Gary Campbell, the godfather of Oregon football. Between him and DP, Don Pelham, the best dressed coaches ever at Oregon. They got the Derby. They're always,
look at
on
him
stage.
Right there.
No, and then yesterday, look at that.
The all-white.
Hollywood.
Yeah.
And Gary Campbell has the deepest voice. We used to call him Barry White. Yeah. He was something else. But his players, his running backs, when they played for him, were family. And I know that's a term that's tossed around in sports a lot. Yeah, well, we're like family. Yeah, we're like family. But Gary's running backs felt like they were his sons, and he treated them like that. And he's one of the most special, just coach people you'd ever be around. He treated everybody with such great respect and love, and that's a great picture of him.
Yeah, I was just about to comment on that picture. You could just see how he commands a room.
He does.
I mean, these guys, that's not their coach right now, but you could tell how important a figure he was. And, really cool to see him stop by back at Oregon. We're talking about somebody who worked with Blunt, with Stewart, Barner, James, many more
all
other
the great
greats.
backs. Yeah.
And he was a part of forming those guys, shaping those players, and helping them get to the next level and lead successful professional careers as well.
Yeah, every player, every running back he had will tell you that Gary Campbell, was the reason for their success. He taught them more than just about football and how to carry the ball and how to hit the gap or whatever they needed to do. It taught them about life. But they'll tell you that they got to go on to the NFL or wherever they went because of what Gary Campbell taught them as their coach and sort of their father when they were here at Oregon. Special man.
So we're going to go from the best-dressed coach in Oregon football history to Tosh Lupoi. I'm not going to say he's poorly dressed, but I will say he showed up to his interview barefoot yesterday, and it looked like I don't know what happened, but he had a little blood on his eye. I mean, talk about a defensive coordinator, right? This guy likes getting into it. We'll get to Tosh Lupoi momentarily. I want your thoughts, though. I thought it'd be fun. Still a few weeks away from the season. Defensively, a player you're excited about for this upcoming season, who comes to mind?
Well, the first guy that comes to mind, I'll tell you one guy that I think about is Trevor Maai. I think he is going to be special. Has a chance to be one of those guys that by middle or end of the season are going, oh, wow. I mean, this kid was pretty good last year, but where did he come from this year? But the one key defensive guy I think is Brandon Dorlis. Now, he's not overlooked. I mean, he was sort of discovered last year, and you're reading about what a difference maker he can be on the edge. But with the two linebackers Oregon has, they're going to get a lot of respect and a lot of focus, and I think Brandon Dorlis is going to use that. They'll work together with that D-line. I think Mr. Dorlis is a key to that front seven on defense.
Yeah, defensive end, going to be going up against Pac-12 offensive tackles who not going to be excited to see a defensive lineman who can run 19, 20 miles an hour. And that's who Brandon Dorlis is. On the offensive side of the ball, maybe a player you're excited about. I, for one, am looking forward to seeing some of those tight ends. I think that's a deep room this year. Yeah,
the tight ends, and I think they're going to use the tight ends a whole lot more, too. You're hearing the guys talk in their interviews with the media, post practice interviews, that they're using us. They're using us in blocking schemes. They're using us to throw the ball to a little bit more. So they're a little excited about that. The guy I'm really looking forward to watching, though, who I think is going to be a key receiver, is Chase Cota. Cota's dad, Chad, played on the defensive side of the ball, and he was as hard a hitter as anybody's ever played at Oregon. His son, Chase, is a wide receiver. He's a possession guy. I know a lot of people don't go back and remember the old Seahawk days when Jim Zorn was there, and oh my gosh, I'm trying to think of the wide receiver that he threw to all the time, but Steve Largent, Hall of Famer, and he what we call a possession guy. If Zorn and the Seahawks needed 3rd and 3, 3rd and 1, 3rd and 4, he would find a way to get open, and Zorn would just get the ball somewhere in his zip code, and he would catch it. And I think that's what Chase Cota is going to be, a possession receiver that will extend Oregon's drives.
It's interesting you say that, Chase Cota. I think you and I both have a soft spot for Oregonians who play for the Ducks.
No
Cota
doubt.
is that.
Yeah.
It was interesting hearing him talk with the media this week. Some media members were asking him some tough questions about different types of cornerbacks, and I just thought he was really meticulous and well thought out when he's describing how to take advantage of those different types of corners. I think he's a smart player, and I think that's what comes through on those crucial 3rd and short, 3rd and medium situations.
Yeah.
I think he could be, like you said, one of those players that the Oregon quarterback is going to target in critical moments.
Oh, I really believe that. And what I thought was interesting, too, in his interview is that when he was talking, describing about the corners and how they cover and what they have to do, he gave us a little bit. But as he's doing that, I'm thinking, okay, you don't give away all the secrets, So, but he didn't do that. I mean, the guys, when they're giving those interviews, you have to be careful. You can break down a player and have him give you some information that can be used by an opposing team. So Chase didn't do that. He just gave us a little bit. It's really how they get off the line, the techniques they use, the tricks they use, and the athleticism and the study, the game study. Kenny Wheaton was one of those guys that showed us if you watch film, if you know what your opponent's going to do, you take advantage of that. and you can beat a team. And I think that's what Chase does.
Exciting stuff.
Yeah.
Chase Cota talking with the media earlier this week. Jerry, happy you're breaking it down with us. I do, though, want to get to Tosh Lupoi, who talked with the media after yesterday's full pad practice.
12 days of fall camp. How would you just judge where you guys are at right now?
Pleased with our progress. There's a lot of improvement, both individually and collectively. We got a long ways to go, though.
Jeff said get 1% better every day. Stacked it, good days after good days. Where do you feel like today was your 1% better?
Yeah, it was solid. We had we're trying to address a lot of specifics. I think Coach Lanning's been doing an awesome job putting us through a lot of situations and taxing us. So I think we got a chance to improve if we can put ourselves in a lot of situations that are going to actually occur on game day. So that's our goal. And pleased with the guys, the way they're responding to those situations. And then it's also obvious that we got a long ways to go and some things to improve on.
One scrimmage under your belt, where are you looking to get the most going into Saturday?
We need to get better everywhere. There's no doubt. So, we're going to address it of the how and not just say get better. But I think, seeing our group overall and their commitment to being elite competitors, we got a bunch of guys that are committing to be mentally and physically tough. And what I'm starting to see over here after a few weeks now is the leadership start to rise, and that's awesome because we need that, and we see it through individuals and specific units where leadership starts to rise and people are really reacting to that.
Is there anyone that surprised you in that leadership role who you didn't think necessarily coming in that they were going to step up and have one of those voices, but they really have for you?
No, I think what's necessary being a new staff, and we're not going to really put much on the past and feedback from others, so kind of more so an open stage for anyone in that role. If you work your butt off the field and on the field, you're going to gain respect from your teammates. So putting those individuals to be comfortable enough to lead, and I think that's what's starting to happen here.
The last time that we talked to you, you talked about how your defense, you were proud of the way that they finished, but the way they started, you didn't really like. Are you starting to see a little bit more consistency from them in those plays?
Yeah, I think we're attempting to still do that. I think today was a good example where it was a full batted day. There were some moments right there where, I think again it all rises with the leadership within, and seeing some individuals step up in some moments on, rep number 6 or 7 of a fast-paced tempo type period. That's where it gets exciting to see, from the sideline where guys are able to step up and still communicate, and instead of the communication get isolated, you start to see that leadership rise and putting a more premium on communication, which is going to allow us to function at the highest level.
Who are some of those players that have kind of stepped up in that regard?
Yeah, I think, Jeff Bassa stands out as a guy that's attempting to communicate better. We had a great rep from Brian Anderson, out there that same thing where he's demanding, if we're in a specific defense and we shouldn't be, to re-communicate it and get us in the correct call.
To go back a couple of years, Tosh, how aware were you personally of Triquez and being the state leader in interceptions at Alabama when you're still DC there at 2A Lynette, and now here's this player 4 years later, and what he could mean to you? Just what were you seeing in the change from him from what you saw as a high school senior and junior to what he is now? Yeah, I knew of him. It was quite a while ago, so he was just a youngster then. But he's someone I love being around, love his presence, and he's got some length, he's got some speed, and what you love about him is he's got some versatility. So, he's somebody that can play multiple positions, just like we're asking him to do right now. And I think he's taken that challenge on and embracing it, and taxing himself mentally. You first met Dan at Vandy, right? Not before that. Or did you meet him before that? Yeah, that was our first acquaintance when he was at Alabama. I know that it was at your wedding when Sophia first really kind of began experiencing a lot with the leg and the knee. How have you seen, since you're obviously very close to him over the years, just how have you seen that period kind of change then? I think, Dan is someone that embraces adversity right? And truly is a so what, now what individual, you know, that he's been through a lot. You know, there's been times of humble beginnings and it's an awesome story. So I think you see that every day in him, you know, that he truly does believe, back up his words, and every day when he talks about and demands what he wants from our staff, that he's living that as well right there with you. And that's always awesome when you have a head coach that's right in the fire with you. I think that shows every day. You know, the adversity that he's overcome from the past, it comes out every day. He demands a lot out of the players and the staff, and ultimately that creates, you know, the culture that I want to sign up for.
When you obviously know him, his story as you do when you begin at Bama. He's 29, he's a GA, you're 31, and in that capacity as an analyst at the time. How, in your estimation, has he gotten to this point at 36 to be one of the youngest head coaches in college football?
I think embracing a growth mindset, you know, that's what he's doing every day. And, you know, that was a big part of me coming here, was knowing what I was in store for and coming into, and being a part of an environment that's going to constantly challenge myself and have that same growth mindset to, you know, not just demand it out of our players, but ourselves and our staff, that we all can get better, myself included, and to lead by action. I think that's what Dan represents.
About 2 weeks out from the first game, are you starting to crack into some of that Georgia game film and start getting a scheme for your guys?
We got so much more to go just with our own team. That's really where the focus is, you know, is improving every day on ourselves. So not a lot of talk about that at all. More so just addressing our internal issues out on the field, what we need to do to improve. And, you know, when it gets closer to game week, we'll start ramping it up as far as opponent preparation.
Going back to Jeffrey Bossa, you talked about your intensity a little bit, and, you know, we've seen it and heard it a lot during practice. Like, and you said that intensity kind of starts sometimes in the meeting room. Is there something you do to kind of get yourself, you know, into that mode or hyped up at all to get to that mode?
No, I'm just gonna be me. So I'm a passionate individual. I love it. I'm utterly obsessed with ball and what I do, and so I think it's important that as a coach that you bring juice and energy, and it's contagious. So I think there's a fine line of, you know, someone that's just being loud and someone that's bringing content. So that's my goal, is to bring content, but to do it with passion and energy.
Tony called
last question
Dorlis the alpha of this defense. Just your opinion of just what kind of value does he bring, and what have you seen from him to kind of get that praise from his coach?
I think he's, you know, we've only had about 2 weeks now in pads, but he's done everything we've asked of him. You can really see him. He's starting to come into his own here with some confidence. So I think, you know, as he really gets the system down, he's another guy with some versatility. So it'd be an individual that we'll ask to do numerous job descriptions from him. I think he embraces it, he studies, he loves it, and I think he wants to play at the next level, so that's important to him.
Well, I was wrong. The blood was on the chin, not on the eyes. But that's a defensive coordinator. That's a guy I would trust my defense with every single time. Tosh Lupoi speaking with the media after a full padded practice yesterday. Oregon soccer got a win last night. Let's break it down after this on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Now's the time to visit your local Toyota dealer and find yourself in a stylish and fuel-saving RAV4, Corolla, or Camry. Or climb behind the wheel of the rugged Tundra, Tacoma, and more. Toyota's national sales event is on. Toyota, let's go places.
Hey Duck fans, we're all about protecting our home turf here in Eugene. You should do the same for your home with Country Financial Insurance. Most home insurance doesn't account for inflation, but with Country Financial, yours can. If something happens to your home, make sure you can rebuild the same house in the same place. Call a local representative or 866-COUNTRY and get a solid defense for your home. Home insurance policies issued by Country Mutual Insurance Company, Country Casualty Insurance Company, or Country Preferred Insurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois. Property must meet age and condition requirements, which vary by state.
Now's the time to visit your local Toyota dealer and find yourself in a stylish and fuel-saving RAV4, Corolla, or Camry. Or climb behind the wheel of the rugged Tundra, Tacoma, and more. Toyota's national sales event is on. Toyota, let's go places.
Don't go anywhere. Duck Insider continues after these messages on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
It's time for today's STEM tip. Okay, you know recycling is important. No one wants plastic in the ocean. Here's a cool way to repurpose a plastic bottle. Build an awesome terrarium. Cut a large plastic bottle in half and fill the base with sand, pebbles, potting soil, and your favorite plant. I chose an African violet. Put the top of the bottle over your base and place it in the sun. Your plant will grow sealed in its own ecosystem. Fun, right? Learn more at She Can STEM. A message from the Ad Council.
Back here on Duck Insider, Jordan Brenner in for Joey Mack, brought to you by On Point Community Credit Union. Last afternoon, I should say, was the first match of the 2022-2023 Oregon Athletics calendar, and it went well. 2-0 a win over New Mexico State, and it could have been better than that. Oregon played with a lot of depth yesterday. 18 players played. And how about some newcomers? Callan Harrington, who was hurt last year, redshirt sophomore, gets the Ducks on the board in the 41st minute, and then the Ducks extending the lead in the 89th minute. Felt like they were about to score for a while. And then it was Ajane Respass, her first career goal in the 89th minute, making it a 2-0 win. The Ducks go to 1-0. Good start to the season. Leah Freeman, probably the best goalkeeper in the Pac-12. That was her 15th career shutout. Good for third in Oregon history. Her 14th career win, 6th in Oregon history. Graeme Abel met with the media after last night's win and reflected on the W.
I know you don't have many hairs on your head, but you might have pulled them out after those first few minutes of the game. What was it like seeing those squandered opportunities?
You know, we talked about it earlier. We need to start learning to put those in the back of the net. I mean, I said to them at halftime, I'm like, you know, we created too many chances in front of goal. You can't leave those teams sitting around. You know, Leah's not really that big of a save to make, but as we progress through the season, you know, San Francisco are a good team, Gonzaga are a good team. We got Texas coming up. We can't, if we're going to create chances that way, we can't leave them chances on the table. They've got to go in the back of the net.
As far as what you did like, what were some of the positives?
You know, when we connected, we looked good. You know what I mean? And we moved the ball, but we didn't do it enough, to be quite honest with you. We didn't show our quality enough. I think it showed we hadn't played a game yet. You know, and so, you know, knowing this group, we get a game, we take the learning moments out, the teaching moments, we teach them and move forward from there, then they'll learn from these moments. But like I said, when we moved the ball, we moved it well. We just didn't do it enough.
What about the stamina aspect? A very physical game. If you went down with cramps, how do you improve that?
Renew our contract with Gatorade, I guess. I don't know. You know, a part of it is, you know, we haven't got to play a ton of 11v11 yet, so it's taxing on the legs with regards to that piece. So it was good for us. The question now is how can we recover? I mean, we've got all these facilities over here that help with that piece. So, but we got to recover now and get ready for San Francisco.
Yeah, how different of a contest will it be Sunday compared to today?
You know, New Mexico State, good team, really good team. They really impressed me tonight. But they'll be a physical team in terms of San Francisco. You know, West Coast Conference, they do well in that. They beat Santa Clara last year in that conference. They gave us a tough game last year. So it'll be a big physical game. So again, it's another tough one for us.
You rotated in a few attackers. There were 4 women who got in there at that front line. What did you see out of both Harrington and Respass who were able to score as well as the others?
You know, we've got to recognize if the space behind, we've got to get into the space. We're checking to feet a lot when the space behind, and that recognition of if there is no space behind, then we come to feet, or if there is space behind them, you know, or if there's no space behind, we can check the feet. Is space behind, get behind. So we've got to do a better job with that. But you see the threat, the natural threat. I mean, Lexi's had an opportunity. Nate could have probably had 3-4 goals today. Callan's put herself in good moments, but Colby picked up a little bit of a knock, but she'll be fine for Sunday. But you can see how all 4 of them are goal-scoring threats.
Was everyone available today for the game?
No, I mean we had a couple out. Croy's probably another week away. Kess is a couple of weeks away. Caitlin Short is really close. So we've done a really good job with them and haven't wanted to risk them early on. We could have played a couple of them early on, but we don't need to. That's been the thing. I said it the other day. We've got depth this year, so I thought Belle was exceptional in her debut for us. I mean, she's obviously played in the Pac-12 for 3 years, but I thought she was exceptional tonight. Anna's grown as well. Anna Phillips has grown, and then Anna Emperada and Chai Cortez. I mean, you show me a better left back in the country. So,
do you think that Caitlin will be ready for Sunday?
Yeah. She'll do his magic.
Were you planning on doing all the subs?
Yeah.
For the tactics, or is that with the Heat?
We've got quality now, and that's the thing. Not that we didn't have it in the past, but we've now got players with technical quality. They're athletic, and so we've got 100% confidence in those players to put them in big moments and in tight moments when the game was tight.
It's kind of what you see when a head coach is with a program for a longer and longer time. Greater depth. I think Graeme Abel is really happy about that depth, the quality, the skill, the athleticism throughout the roster. And we saw that yesterday at Pat Bay Field. One of the stars of the game, Callan Harrington, battled through injuries. A redshirt sophomore checks in with the first goal of the season for Oregon and spoke with the media after the win.
How did it feel?
Wow, just a lot of emotions right now, probably. This is my first game being back, so I'm pretty much a freshman, right now. So, yeah, I think me and Nay went out there and killed it today, and, yeah, I think the whole team also killed it. So, yeah, I think it was overall team effort, and I think that I'm happy you got the win, so, yeah.
Embracing that super sub role, is that something you're prepared for?
Yeah, not really. I kind of was just I'm going to be ready when my moment hits, and I'm going to guns blazing, I'm going to go, and I'm going to get my opportunity because I've been waiting for this for a year. So, yeah, just super hungry. And I know we as a team are super hungry as well. So, I think this is our year to get after it and finally make the tournament. So, yeah.
A pretty physical game. How do you sort of prepare for that mentally, and how do you prepare for that in the middle of the game and make adjustments?
I say we hit it pretty hard in the weight room, for sure. We know, Phil and Graham told us, that they're going to be a pretty physical team. So we kind of came in knowing that, and so we hit the weight room pretty hard this week. And I think it, for sure, paid off in the game. So, yeah, I'd say weight room and mentally just getting prepared, just, doing everything we can control, recovery, sleep, nutrition. I think it showed it out there, so.
What have you seen from the other three attackers? You, as well as three other women, got in there, and you guys have all rotated in pretty well.
I think we're just dangerous punch when we go out there. Super gritty, I'd say. Probably the fastest forward line we've had in a while. So I think each and every one of us at the end of the day can get the job done. It's all about just getting our opportunity to shine. So I think definitely this year our forward lineup is definitely something to reckon with. So I'm super excited to play with three of them. So yeah.
What's gritty about your group?
What is it? I'd say super pacey. I'd say we're all pretty fast. We all like to get behind. We're all pretty hungry. So yeah, I think just we're all very goal score minded, and I think that's what end of the day made us win the game today. So
this might be a dumb question, but are you related to Joey Harrington?
I actually get that a lot, but no, I'm not actually related to him. But I wish for sure, but no.
Last year you weren't able to play, but that San Francisco game, obviously, last year with the draw, is there a little extra fire this year to get the W against them?
Oh, we've been waiting for this game on our schedule for sure. We're super excited to go out there and finally show them that the draw last year was a mistake. And yeah, we're just gonna do what we need to do to recover, sleep, nutrition, get after it again Sunday, and hopefully get the W. So.
What was going through your mind when you saw that pass?
I saw Nay at the corner of my eye to play her through, and I knew she'd finish it. So I was kind of just next pass. I was like, yeah, she's in if I play this through. So that's what happened. So yeah.
I'm glad somebody asked her if she was related to Joey Harrington. If you're a Harrington in the state of Oregon, it certainly begs the question. With her performance yesterday, I would have certainly believed it if she was like a niece of Joey Harrington. Ajane Respass scored in the 89th minute, made a 1-0 game 2-0, and slammed the door shut on New Mexico State. The media spoke with the freshman after the win.
Better late than never, I guess,
yes,
on that goal?
Yes,
How
yes.
did it feel?
It felt great. I obviously probably should have had some earlier, but my teammates were encouraging, and they just kept telling me to keep going. And to get my first goal out of the way, that was very, very exciting. I've been waiting for that moment. So.
Yeah, were there first game jitters out there?
Yeah, I feel like it wasn't like a completely nervous. It was an excited nervous, and yeah, the beginning of the game was a little nerve-wracking, but as I kept going, it got better. So.
So when you do have some of those chances earlier in the game and you don't convert, what are you telling yourself?
It's okay. I gotta be ready for the next one, because I can't. If I'm in my head about it, then I'm never gonna finish a goal. So.
And then on that same goal that you scored, you had to have that second effort opportunity. What were you seeing during that play, and how do you bounce back off the first miss?
I always tell myself to follow the ball just to get that second chance, get that second effort, because a lot of the times you'll be able to get on the ball, and that's when you finish your goals.
What were the vibes like at halftime after Callan got that goal right before the half?
Super exciting, but we wanted to keep pushing, make our statement, keep going. We were all telling each other, like, let's go. We got to keep pushing. Like, they're going to come out hard, so we got to come out even harder.
That group of forwards, the four of you, Callan called you guys gritty. What would you define that's gritty about you?
We're relentless. We keep going. I mean, the whole team, like, we're all relentless. We're all grit. Like, we all want to push 100%, so that's our mindset. We got to keep going, keep pushing.
And how do you mesh with the other three women that are up in that attacking group?
Pretty great. Like, I feel like in practice, we've all kind of gotten to know each other and how we play. So the more we get to play with each other, the better it's getting. But I feel like today we all played pretty great together. So.
Well, I'll be at Pape Field on Sunday to watch the Ducks and the Dons. Oregon soccer trying to get to 2-0. Good to hear from Harrington, from Respass, and from Coach Abel. Let's get a break. We'll hear from some Oregon football student athletes after yesterday's padded practice. Keep it here. It's Duck Insider on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
At Shadow Hills Country Club, our all-inclusive event pricing allows us to take care of all of the details while you enjoy your event. Our wedding garden, expansive grounds, ballroom, and meeting rooms can accommodate any size event and come complete with full catering and service staff. From weddings to business and social events, Shadow Hills offers the benefits of a resort atmosphere and the peace of a country setting just minutes from downtown Eugene. For more details, call us today or go to shadowhillsevents.com.
From the weight room to the classroom, on the field and off it, On Point proudly supports University of Oregon athletics because student athletes do so much more than bring us pride on game day. They bring our entire community together in Eugene and all across Oregon. So whether you're watching the game in the stadium, at home, or at your favorite local business, their success makes all of us stronger. On Point Community Credit Union, onpointcu.com. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity.
Duck Insider continues after this timeout on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
This is your captain. We are going to be experiencing some slight turbulence. Please fasten your... Oh, hold on. Just got a video of my cat.
Imagine the pilot of an airplane was as confident as you are texting and driving. Seems kind of crazy when you put it like that.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Here's a fun fact for you. The average chameleon can point their eyes in 2 different directions. On the other hand, the average human can't. So unless you're a chameleon, there's absolutely no way you can focus on texting and driving at the same time. So don't do it, unless you're a chameleon.
Visit StopTextsStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Duck Insider, brought to you by On Point Community Credit Union, back here in the Country Financial Studios. Braden Swinson spoke to the media yesterday. This was a valuable member of the defense last year. After K Von Thibodeau, who led the team with 7 sacks, and Noah Sewell, who was second with 4 sacks, Braden Swinson had 3 sacks. He was third on the team. Maybe that number goes up this year with more opportunity. He spoke with the media yesterday.
How was the first scrimmage for you, and what do you guys look to improve on in this week?
So for me, I feel like the first scrimmage went well. You know, it's always room to grow. You know, I feel like we took a big step. You know, we had causing havoc and everything. As a group, as a whole, you know, we're finally like starting to click. You know, everything's starting to like move faster. Everybody's starting to play faster. But you know, there's still always room to work. But after the first scrimmage, you know, we took in like, you know, we had a pretty decent scrimmage. But you know, it's always room to work. So now we just keeping our head forward. Just trying to stay locked in and just improve and just try to get 1% better than anything we do.
What is the area that you're looking to improve upon before the season gets going?
So, you know, I believe the last time we talked, I said it was my pass rush. I'm still working on my pass rush, but really now it's more of like just really being like getting to the ball better. Like I like getting to the ball more and also like getting better with my strikes and setting edges. So I really feel like I done got better at my pass rushes and everything, but I really just want to like take another next step in my setting edges.
How do you think the defense, you said that it's clicking more and stuff like
Yes,
that.
sir.
How do you think it's gone through that?
You know, just consistent hours we putting in on extra time, you know, without the coaches, you know, players, being a player-led group, you know. Coach Landon really make an emphasis on being player-led, so, you know, we really take an initiative for ourselves just to get all the work we can, you know, get extra time in, probably 15, 20 minutes before meetings for everybody. So, you know, when everybody start learning their play, that's when you're comfortable enough to play faster. So, you know, that's what we're seeing. We're seeing guys step up, more guys making plays, not just the same guys making plays. So, you know, it's really exciting to see.
What do you feel like you learned most from K Von Thibodeau, and how does that help you with the opportunity that you may have this season?
I feel like he and with my pass rush game, you know, and that really played a major role. K Von played a major role in my pass rush, you know, just watching him, being behind him for 2 years, you know, seeing his get off, you know, the stuff he was doing. I really say the main thing I took from him was his get off. You know, I wasn't really like, I wouldn't say I took like all the little other moves he used, you know. We played two completely different ways, you know. We got two different moves, but you know, it's different moves, you know, like the ghost dip, you know. I seen him do that, you know, I learned that. You know, but really just to get off, you know, beating the lineman to the spot, you know, that's really what I really took from him.
What's it like to kind of have the opportunity? You said back him up for 2 years, and now there's obviously the opening. What's that? How do you look at that opportunity?
You know, any opportunity is a great opportunity. You know, with him being hurt last year at Ohio State, you know, that opened up opportunity for me. So, you know, for me, I just look for any opportunity I can have. You know, that I can just work. You know, just anything that can like put me in the spot that can just help the situation or anything that I'm in. I just do anything I can just to help the team. So, you know, with this spot opening up, I'm just really just showing the team how dynamic I can be and how much I can help around with everything.
I'm sure that other people think about this. Maybe you don't, but I mean, does it feel like there's pressure when you're following in the shoes of somebody of that magnitude and stature?
No, because ever since the day when I got here, I had my mind set on I don't have to be like anybody else. I'm just me. You know, I've never felt that pressure of trying to replace him, but I know he was a great pass rusher, so that's what everybody wants to see. I'm gonna make sure I bring that too, though.
Has he stayed in touch with you?
Oh yeah, we still talk. You know,
okay.
we still talk every now and then. But you know, he focusing in his camp and everything. I'm letting him focus on everything.
I didn't know if he was talking you up in any certain ways, or if he was there was anything he was saying to you.
No, not really.
Okay.
Not really.
On media day, I believe you said you wanted to have 15 sacks this season. It might have been 15. I forget the exact number you said on media day, but
it was 12. But think
12.
about a high
Okay,
expectation.
12.
Hey,
Okay. That's
a high expectation. I'll take that too. You know. But
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, I was going to ask, how have you kind of translated that goal into fall camp and your preparation? Do you feel like you can achieve that goal actually?
I really feel like I can achieve any goal I put my mind to. But this fall camp, with everything that's been going on, I really say my pass rush has boosted a lot. You know, I really do believe I can do it. But you know, that's not really my main goal. Like I said, I'm trying to get as many sacks as I can that my team needs for us to win. So if getting 12 sacks is what they need for me to win, I can go get them 12 sacks for them. So I'm just excited to get out there and just show you guys. You know. What up?
Now, Jeffrey said that he thought communication needed to improve from scrimmage 1 to this week. How are maybe you two implementing that in this new defensive scheme?
So Jeff been doing like a great job ever since he been moved to linebacker. You know, he got moved to linebacker last year. You know, and like this year it's like a whole new different Jeff. You know, he's out there communicating, taking control of the defense, consistently communicating. You know, so we're just trying to like continue like over communicate. That's what we're really trying to teach. You know, just over communicate. And over communicate is never too much communication. So when everybody on the same page, nobody can stop what we got. So you know, that's really what I'm excited about. And Jeff really took a big step in doing that.
I came over a little bit late. You might have been asked about this, but do you know the players on the Georgia roster personally at all?
A couple of them, not all of them, but I know a couple personally. I know it's you got Jonathan. He freshman. I think this is sophomore year now. We came from the same area, like Douglasville. You know, I know he's on that team, but it's not really many of them that I know like personally or anything.
I didn't know if you had kind of a special insight in terms of any of the players, and if you've been, I don't know, maybe you're like the ringer because you knew a couple guys and you could put anything out.
It's one guy that stick out to me particularly, like that I never like knew him personally or anything. Nolan Smith. It's like, you know, coming up in my class, you know, like watching his class. I was a junior when he was coming out. It was always him and K Von. You know, you always saw him or K Von. So it's kind of amazing to see how far he done came because like he's a great player, and it's like kind of remind me of me because, like, I feel like I remind myself of, like, him because, like, you know, we're not the biggest guys, we're not the strongest guys, but we're gonna play our best, and we're gonna really show, like, that we belong here. So, you know, Nolan Smith is really a great player, and that's just one that really stick out particularly to me.
A lot of your teammates have kind of reshaped their bodies this offseason. Trevin comes to mind.
Trevin,
Mace losing some weight.
Mace, Taki, DJ. It's a lot of old linemen getting their bodies right. The main one I want to say is Mace, because, you know, Mace, you know, me and Mace been in the same room for probably like 3. Yeah, no, I feel you. Me and Mace been in the same room for like 3. This is going on 3 years now. So, you know, seeing Mace be from like 290 all the way to like 280 to see how his body transformed now, like, this is the best I ever seen Mace's body. And, like, I'm really excited to see what Mace do because, like, he's like a shapeshifter. It's like 1 minute he can be 250, next minute he's 270, and then next minute he's like 280. So it's like, it's amazing. But Mace's gonna do great things this year.
Is it easier for you to put on weight or cut it? And did you have a goal one way or the other this offseason, or is it kind of maintaining it?
Really, so for me, throughout the whole years, it's been like throughout high school, it's easier for me to gain weight. But like ever since I got to college, you know, I started like getting on the actual little meal plan. You know, I just started like understanding the things I need to eat. It's been harder, but like now I've been picking up my eating habits and all my diet, so I've been picking up weight very easy lately. Yes, sir.
You have a favorite pass rush move?
Pass rush? Man, I do a lot of moves, so it's like, but I really say that my main go-to is probably my double hand swipe. I've been doing that since like I learned how to play football. That's just my first move I always do. But it's a lot of moves that I have, and I haven't even opened up yet. So I'm just waiting for the season. I can't wait for y'all to see. Like,
I was going to ask you, what's it like though? Obviously, every position has their own little nuances and stuff. But are you adding or trying to are you going into an offseason going, I want to work on adding a move here, a move there? And
you know,
what's that process like? So other players, how does that go?
So when when Coach Lupoi came in, you know, he gave us everything, like all goals that we wanted to make, you know. And my goal was to come up with like more pass rush moves coming into this off season. Like, so what me and Coach Lupoi would do, he'll have like clips of like NFL guys, different moves that like fits our body shapes and everything. And like after watching them, you see the moves that you feel like that fits your body. So it's like when you see it, it's like, okay, you work on it. So this whole fall camp, that's what I've been doing, just working on different moves. And then when you consistently work on them, you just end up mastering them.
Who have you seen that you like?
Josh Allen, number 1. Oh, that's Coach Lupoi over there. Josh Allen, number 1. What up, Ben? Josh Allen, Cameron Jordan. I didn't watch Justin Hollins. I didn't seen JT. I want to say JT play. He went to UCLA. I remember the inside. Yeah, JT. I watched JT, and I've been watching a lot of Shaquille Barrett. That's who I really want to imitate my pass rush at, because like I didn't really seen something from him, and it's like he has it. It's different. It's different when I watch him. So it's like you'll see me imitate a little bit from him. But Shaquille Barrett, that's probably like my favorite pass rusher right now that I watch right now.
12 sacks, 15 sacks. Why not? Let's just make it 20 sacks. He's confident in his ability. I think he's going to get after the quarterback this year. We're going to break. Steve Stevens, his interview with the media. After this, it's the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Now's the time to visit your local Toyota dealer and find yourself in a stylish and fuel-saving RAV4, Corolla, or Camry. Or climb behind the wheel of the rugged Tundra, Tacoma, and more. Toyota's national sales event is on. Toyota, let's go places.
From the weight room to the classroom, on the field and off it, On Point proudly supports University of Oregon athletics because student athletes do so much more than bring us pride on game day. They bring our entire community together in Eugene and all across Oregon. So whether you're watching the game in the stadium, at home, or at your favorite local business, their success makes all of us stronger. On Point Community Credit Union, onpointcu.com. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity.
Now's the time to visit your local Toyota dealer and find yourself in a stylish and fuel-saving RAV4, Corolla, or Camry. Or climb behind the wheel of the rugged Tundra, Tacoma, and more. Toyota's national sales event is on. Toyota, let's go places.
Duck Insider, your home for the latest news on Oregon athletics on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Guys, guys, it's me, Isabella Gomez, filling in for Smokey Bear because he's got more to say than just...
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Like, if you're outside enjoying a barbecue, don't let a hamburger distract you from fire safety. Make sure you aren't dumping your hot coals or ashes onto the ground because that could start a wildfire. So take wildfire prevention seriously and let's save the world one day at a time. Juntos con Smokey Bear, podemos hacerlo. Go to smokeybear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager. Learning the lingo.
GOAT, G-O-A-T, acronym, stands for Greatest of All Time. As in, spaghetti sandwiches for dinner? They're my fave. Dad, you're the GOAT.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care would love you just the same. Visit adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Duck Insider on the Country Financial Studio, brought to you by On Point Community Credit Union. Steve Stevens was on his way to a career year last year, 33 tackles through 8 games, starting at safety for the Ducks. Then he sustained a season-ending injury. Hopefully this year he can build on what the trajectory was last year, which was that career year. He spoke with the media this week at practice.
Trying to get back healthy?
It's been fun, man. It's been a grind, different outlook, coming back from injury rather than, being healthy. So just constantly just being a recovery specialist as far as just make sure I'm doing everything possible as far as hydration and, what I'm doing off the field, stretching, cold tubbing, hot tubbing, just things like that for my recovery. Just keeping that at a premium. So it's been really fun.
You feel like you're back to 100%?
Yeah, for sure. Back at 100%.
How long have you been back at 100%?
Shoot, man, spring, I feel like I was pretty much 100% in the spring. Like I said, I played in the spring game. So I started halfway, started getting, full reps. I played in the spring game, and then since then, I feel like I've been full go since then. So
Dan said he never has to worry about you worrying about what you have to do on a play or what position you need to be in on a play. He praised just your football IQ. How do you feel like you've been able to pick things up with this new defense so quickly?
So, being here for a while, you learn how to study plays, how to how to break down the playbook and really understand the defense. So I just, take a lot of time and learning the whole field, how the scheme works, and that really helps me just learning the free boundary nickel positions and understand how they operate within the whole amongst the different defenses. So once I just know defense and just understanding what we're trying to do, what we're trying to get to, and then everything like that, it comes really easy for me at this point.
Just like reading a book for your playbook, or are you watching film? Or
I'm doing everything. I'm reading the playbook, watching film, watching tape. I'm not just watching my reps, I'm watching everyone else's reps and really just understanding he made a mistake there. Okay, let me make sure I don't make that mistake. Seeing what the offense is getting into, what we're trying to do, things like that. So,
how does Coach Pallage help you with that?
Shoot, he's really good. Anytime I have a question, he has an answer. You know what I'm saying? So that's really good, and it just really helps me. And then, like I said, I have meetings with him and things like that. So everything's really good. The way he explains things it makes it down really simple for you. So I have a good understanding of what he's trying to explain. And like I said, I have a lot of young guys in the room too. So not only am I learning things from when he's explaining it to other people, so I'm hearing it like 2-3 times rather than just myself acting them. So he's really good at the coaching.
Is that something that's always kind of come naturally to you, just that ability to kind of break down a playbook, or was it a skill that you had to develop once you got here?
I would say I definitely have to develop it, come in, understand how to really take a play, really break it down, understand what's going on, what we're trying to get to, and just, after having, I think I had about 4 or 5 different playbooks since I've been here, so it's just really understanding defense, and I would say more so over time. I wouldn't say just right away, just over time I have to really pick it up.
When it comes to this point in camp, how do you balance going hard and wanting to improve, but also, battling through fatigue potentially as it gets later and later into the fall?
So just effort, just always get effort 24/7, and then you have to be a smart football player, like you said. Like when you're coming up, thudding guys up, you gotta make sure you try to stay up and just taking proper angles. And then when you're taking proper angles, you don't end up in bad situations where you have to contort your body in different ways. So I just feel like just constantly having good effort run to the ball, keep you in shape, and just like I said before, just proper angles.
A lot of moving pieces in that secondary coming off of last year. What's sort of the chemistry right now in that secondary with you guys?
So in the secondary right now, we have a lot of old guys. I would say a lot of mature players that really understand defense, and we're real good at communicating, whether we're disguising, whether we're lining up, showing this look, that look. At times, offense comes out different formations. Oh, we're not in the right spot, but we know how to play the defense. So, you can stay there and play that, and I can play this. So it's, like I said, it's really easy when we got a lot of mature players.
Have you been repping at multiple spots?
I have. I've been playing at free, been playing at boundary. A couple of times I go to the start position. So, like I said, I have a good football IQ. I'm very understanding of what's going on, where we're trying to get to. So, coach is able to move me around in different positions.
Is there a spot you've been playing the most?
I've been playing mostly at free, playing a lot of free, but I go back and forth free and boundary. So.
You mentioned the experience in this room and the younger guys. Just what have you seen from them, and how do you think the experience has really helped them learn, either to learn a playbook or just however else?
So that pretty much goes back to the maturity in the room. We have a lot of mature players. You know, in the corner we got Gonzo, old guy, mature. Then we got, you know, like in our safety room we got me, Bennett, Jamal. So young guys that ask us a lot of questions. Not only are they talking to the coaches, they're also asking us questions, and that helps us as well with learning the playbook because they're constantly having to re-explain it. So if you can explain to somebody else, you definitely could play it. So I really feel like that just helped with the young guys. Like I said, they're really just very hungry to learn the plays. Like even Scoop, Kimari, you know, a lot of those young guys really trying to pick up the playbook.
What have you seen from this receiver room this offseason with the new coaching staff? What have they really added to their game? I mean, you're out there covering them every day.
Explosive. They're really explosive. I really feel like we got a lot of great players. I'm saying point of attack. They're really good with their hands. They're really good at finding space, finding the holes in the defense, getting open, running past guys. I really think got a very dynamic receiver room, I would say.
Are there any guys out there that have really impressed you a lot from the steps that they've made from last year to this year?
Chris Hudson, for sure. I feel like he's very maturing as a player. Dante Thornton, I feel like he's really maturing as a player. Just those guys that have been here and then just carrying over. Troy Franklin as well. You know, like say he's playing like a vet, I would say. Like he's been here before, and that's big for a young guy. So.
Dan called today's practice maybe the best of fall camp. Just from your perspective, why did things go so well for you guys?
I feel like it was just a lot of competition. Defense winning sessions, offense winning sessions, different periods. I just feel like it was just constant competition. Now that really helps the team if you got guys that are able to know, oh, I got beat this play. Okay, we have a big model, so what, now what? So now what are you going to do? Boom, I'm going to go get an interception. I'm going to go get a pass breakup. So I really feel it was a lot of competition.
Can you feel that?
That was Steve Stevens meeting with the media. I wanted to remind you that ski season will be here before you know it. Visit skihoodoo.com for the latest updates on the upcoming season, including preseason sales, deals, and events for the entire family. Hoodoo Ski Area is your locally owned and operated destination for winter fun and a proud supporter of Oregon athletics. We have a little more time. We'll get to Jeff Bassa after this break. Keep on listening to Duck Insider on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
From the weight room to the classroom, on the field and off it, On Point proudly supports University of Oregon athletics because student athletes do so much more than bring us pride on game day. They bring our entire community together in Eugene and all across Oregon. So whether you're watching the game in the stadium, at home, or at your favorite local business, their success makes all of us stronger. On Point Community Credit Union, onpointcu.com. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity.
At Shadow Hills Country Club, our all-inclusive event pricing allows us to take care of all of the details while you enjoy your event. Our wedding garden, expansive grounds, ballroom, and meeting rooms can accommodate any size event and come complete with full catering and service staff. From weddings to business and social events, Shadow Hills offers the benefits of a resort atmosphere and the peace of a country setting just minutes from downtown Eugene. For more details, call us today or go to shadowhillsevents.com.
This is Duck Insider. Duck Insider on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Ready for our little forest adventure?
Yes! So much waiting for me. Yeah, I wanna go outside. I wanna be.
We're here.
Whoa, that was fast.
There's a forest closer than you think. Find a park or forest near you and music inspired by nature at discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by USDA Forest Service and the Ad Council.
You're not too cool for me. And in return, I reciprocate that sentiment. I'll never be too cool for you. I was a man with a plan, but now I'm a dad with a decree, and you can't take that from me. Please let it be noted that I told my job they can dock my pay. Right now, it's just too important to take you to school every day. I want to be legendary for you. I want you to puff out your chest when you go to school, the same way I do. I walk taller because of you, because I found everything to live for.
That's dedication. Visit fatherhood.gov to hear more. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
few minutes left here on Duck Insider in the Country Financial Studio on Point Community Credit Union. We're always brought to you by them. Let's get to Jeff Bossa as we wrap up here on a Friday.
You guys have one scrimmage under your belt. What are you guys looking to improve on the most going into Saturday?
Mostly, I would have to say, like, really transitions just on and off the field, you know, kind of getting, like, into the game mindset, you know, with transitions and subs like that. But, you know, offensively and defensively, I feel like the coaches have done a very good job of, you know, like, installing all the plays and stuff like that. So.
Anything for you personally that you're looking to really improve on in your game Saturday?
For sure, I'd for sure have to say more communication. You know, just communicating. I always feel like that's somewhere I can improve on is, you know, communicating and, you know, getting the calls to my teammates and stuff like that because I see myself as a leader.
There's one area that you want to improve on from that first scrimmage to the second scrimmage. What would that area be?
I'd for sure have to say one, communication, and then I would also have to say, you know, just getting everybody on the same page. You know, there were some times where we weren't on the same page, but like, I feel like we, you know, there's always levels for improvement on that. So
when you say communication, what would be a good example of like how you want to use that communication to benefit?
Yeah, you know, simple things like, you know, if the offense goes to a certain formation, like we've seen that throughout practice the whole week and stuff like that, you know, just, you know, calling the play a little bit early and stuff like that. So.
How would you judge 12 days of all camp practice?
Oh man, first of all, let me say hot. I'm gonna start off with hot, but you know, it's a grind, and you know, it's you know, everybody's coming out here, and you know, we're playing the sport that we love. So you know, at every day, and you know, in the back of your mind, you just have to, you know, it's all gonna be worth it in the end because you know we rolling right into the season. So.
Do you feel like the team is continuing to trend upwards, or have there been maybe some dips a little bit in practice?
Oh, no doubt. I feel like every day, you know, we've been stacking 1%. Like Coach Lanning always preaches, you know, we got to get 1% better every day. And, you know, I feel like that's something that he preached and, you know, in the offseason, you know, back in the winter. And, you know, with the strength coaches as well, I feel like that's something that's instilled in our minds that we must, like, keep going forward because we're just going to keep getting closer and closer.
What was that 1% you got better today at?
I'd for sure have to say running to the ball, you know, just, you know, causing havoc plays and communicating with my teammates as well.
One thing that the linebackers have stressed a lot is coverage, and you guys are going against Georgia. They've got some great tight ends. Have you guys started watching game film on them? Have you started to devise a game plan for them yet, or are you still working on yourselves?
Oh, right now we're just working on ourselves right now. You know, it's a little bit, you know, watching, you know, some film on our own from last year, you know what I mean, as players. But, you know, right now we're just trying to get ourselves get ourselves settled and stuff like that. So.
Everybody's talking about Flo. Everybody's talking about Sewell, deservedly so. Don't forget about the inside linebacker, Jeff Bossa. I have a soft spot in my heart for players who dominate the Huskies. That's what Jeff Bossa does. Pac-12 Freshman of the Week, Week 10 in Seattle. 6 tackles, 4 of them solo, 1.5 tackles for loss. His first career sack. Jeff Bossa dislikes the Huskies just as much as me. And I'm glad that we could hear from him just for a couple of minutes here. It was Duck Insider. Thanks to everybody who made this possible. Mitchell Lee back in studio. Scott, Ryan, Jordan Brenner signing off for the week. Talk to you on Monday. Go Ducks.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear. Call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha, 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 ha.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Uh-oh, Brad's butt.